So what's next? What do you see as the next megatrend emerging in the automotive industry that's driving user-centric experiences? And how does cloud connectivity play a part in all of this?
Yeah, the electrification of cars really makes all things possible because more components are electrified. And as the drivetrain becomes electrified, cars are increasingly becoming more software-defined vehicles. The rapidly growing connected car has really opened up the door to remote over-the-air updates and software updates in the future. I really think this will create really new opportunities for greater personalization of the car, and then also open new software as a service or SaaS business models in the future for auto manufacturers.
From my perspective, I really see three major trends. They've all started to some degree, and they've all moved forward to varying degrees. At this point, essentially, every OEM offers connected cars. And it used to be that they were only found it was only found on luxury vehicles. Now we're seeing the upper mainstream segments have standard connected car, and we're seeing the trickle down into compact and subcompact segments as more customers demand connectivity and the cost comes down. So that's one big trend. I think the other is, of course, electrification. We're in the very near future going to see many more battery electric vehicle models coming out, but from a volume perspective, I anticipate a lot of hybrid as well as plug-in hybrid vehicles because they're already starting to move from kind of a niche where hybrids were unique models into really the hybrid becoming an alternative powertrain for an existing nameplate. So that'll drive the volume, and of course you'll see many more model names, if you will, that are battery electric vehicles in the near future. Then of course battery electric will take off on a bit of a longer timeline. Finally, the third trend is autonomous vehicles. We're only seeing the very beginning of that. We're seeing higher levels of what we call ADAS, or advanced driver assistance systems. But what we're doing with that is we're getting a lot of sensors in place that ultimately can allow us to build truly autonomous vehicles. So likely closer to the end of the decade, I anticipate that working its way down to where it's not so rare, it starts to become mainstream, sometime around that time. All of this is, of course, supported by these sensors and these technologies in the vehicle, as well as moving from maybe analog displays and readouts that we had in the past to more digital. And as everything in the car is more connected and more digital, that by definition allows us to bring in a lot more personalization and customization.